Making my way through the darkness, a million eyes on me. I don't care, I don't care. Making my way through the spilling, sticking it out just to see. I don't care, I don't care. The moment's come now, so take it. To fight for what I believe, 'cause I can, yeah I can.
So last time on Road to Arlathan, there's so much cat hair in my mouth. Um, Shortly after the Inquisitor's arrival to the Elven encampment, the party returned to their tents to get some rest before the journey ahead. However, a strange dream came to each of them. They found themselves back at the altar of Mythal in the Arbor Wilds, her great statue looming over them as she simply told them to find her. Awaking, they gathered and met with Solas and the Inquisitor, who were mid-argument as they stumbled upon them. Plans were set for the stations of their forces, preparing for the battle to come. Finally, the party left the camp in search of the ancient city of Arlathan. After half a day's journey, they began to find bits and pieces of the city that once stood high above the trees. But the city's foundation was crumbling as well, and the party found themselves falling deep into the caverns of an ancient temple. And I just skipped half a sentence, but it's fine. Here they found ancient records of Elven history and even the hidden tomb of Mythal herself. What little energy remained of her spirit appeared to them, granting them her forgotten treasures to aid them in their fight against the rest of the Evanuris. They continued onward through the depths of the ancient temple, dodging traps, wading through murky waters, and growing ever more aware of the poisonous gas that lingered in the air. So, I vaguely remember where we left off. I know Nick was telling Clay the story of the Crystal Grace. I don't remember if y'all saw the person in this room. Did you? Yes.
They're singing.
There was singing, but I wasn't sure if you.
We saw
They're
them,
singing, and we
got
saw a
freaked
figure.
out.
We saw them from the back
Okay.
Yeah.
distance.
We
And that's
tried to
why-
find a different exit. And
That's when Nick and I were sitting in the cave, just sitting there, like,
Yeah. I couldn't
waiting to
remember
see if
where
something would
everyone else
happen.
was aside
Yeah.
from the story being told.
yeah, I think we're all heading back towards the creepy person singing because the other cavern's about to be flooded.
Okay. Cool. So,
Hills is arriving.
yes, we will wait.
we're in a dark room.
Yeah.
There's a person who is sitting in front of us who is singing, but we didn't go far enough
Okay.
forward to disturb
see.
them, I think.
Yes.
And then everybody left with the light.
Okay.
I'm
so
pretty sure
people are
where we were at was that Nick was about to go talk to them, but
Yeah,
he's not here right now.
y'all came back, and then that's all I remember.
Okay. So you all come back into the cavern where Nick and Clay are just kind of sitting, finishing up their conversation. And you continue forward, and sitting on the beach in front of the crystalline pool is a woman with long golden hair and pale white skin. She radiates a soft silvery light even through her shawl, which is it's white, kind of translucent. She's singing a strange melody in an ancient Elven. And after finishing her song, she enters the water in a long arcing dive, but the water hardly even ripples as she disappears beneath the surface. On the opposite side of the room, you can see that there is like a open archway nestled into the rocks.
I don't like it.
What would y'all like to do?
And is the only way to the arch across the water?
As far as you can see.
Can I investigate?
What are you investigating?
I'm looking to see if there's another way to the arch that's not in the water, where this creepy woman just went.
Roll investigation.
Pulling out my dice and I threw everything.
Holly, where are we on the map that you sent right now?
13, that water-filled
Like
kind
the
of,
top left corner?
yeah, that kind of house-shaped.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, my computer is not letting me see the numbers. It's all blurry.
Yeah, and
So-
it isn't a great quality picture. I couldn't find any that worked. Hello, gremlin.
All good. I just wanted to figure out where we were.
Oh, okay. So what'd you roll?
I'm sorry, there's this thing that my character can do now, but I don't remember what it is. Because I rolled a 6, but give me 1 second.
I rolled a 6, but it might be better. Man, what are you doing?
Basically, okay, here we go. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So if I have a yeah, okay, so just kidding. I actually rolled a 19. I have an ability
to a 19.
I have an ability that I would have added something onto it anyways, but if I make an ability check that lets me add my proficiency bonus, I can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10. Reliable talent.
Okay.
So it made it to a 10, and then I have a +9 to investigation.
So taking a closer look at the water, you can see that maybe like 6 inches beneath the surface, off to kind of the side from where she dove in, there is a stone bridge that is just barely under the surface of the water.
Okay, cool. I'm going to point that out. Can I see that? Do we have lights in here? We have lights in here, right?
No.
I think
Her collar
someone had lit a torch.
Okay, then I do see it, and then I do point it out.
The torches did not light well, if you remember.
Because of the poisonous gas that we have been slowly consuming.
Yes.
Someone's going to wind up with cancer.
Okay. So what are y'all doing?
I point out the bridge, and I want to scooch on over there.
So as you kind of disturb the water,
That's sort of what I was fucking afraid of.
you see just the woman's head kind of like pop up. She's still like, her nose is like still under the water, or her nose is above, and that's all you really see. And she's just kind of like watching you. And tilts her head to the side, but doesn't really say anything, just kind of watches.
Great. Can I investigate the stone bridge for any traps?
There are no traps.
Okay. Then I guess I'm just gonna start. Does anybody
I'll
have
go
any
with you.
better ideas?
I'll go with you.
What is what is looking?
The girl.
And does it look like a spirit or something to us, or like
She's
Would
just
you like
watching
to
me as I
roll an
disturb the
Arcana
water.
check?
I will go first.
How wide is this bridge now that Clay has pointed it out?
It's like 4 feet across.
Okay.
And then the length of the cavern, which is what, like 30 feet? Half the cavern is like 30 feet.
I will follow at the back.
I'm just, I'm strong in case anything happens. I'll go first.
So you all make it across, and then you kind of hear, just as you're about to kind of go through the opening in the rocks, you hear like splashing footsteps behind you guys on the bridge, and turn back and you see her standing there on the bridge, still watching you.
That's a little freaky. I'm gonna keep going.
I'm gonna try and cautiously walk the rest of the way backwards so that I see what the fuck she's doing.
She's just standing there,
I'm gonna wave at her.
and she kind of waves back.
This seems interactable somehow. However, I don't know if I want to know how it's interactable.
You know what? In Elvhen, I'm gonna ask because she was singing in Elvhen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask her her name.
She tips her head to the other side. And she says, and it's kind of like as she speaks, it's a mix of Elven like overlapped with Common. So you're hearing both at the same time. And she says, "My name has been long forgotten. What's your name?"
Yeah, Ellie is like, this
That's
is a trap.
suspicious. That's weird.
Without answering that question, because actually, you know what? Hold on a second here. Yeah, without answering that question, Ashar is just gonna be like, "Do you mind if we?" And she'll point to the archway.
"Oh, not at all. I was just curious what you were doing. I don't see living people down here very often."
Do you see non-living people down here very often?
"Well, of course, there's plenty of spirits that live down here."
Well, we're hoping to just pass through, if that's not a problem.
"It's not a problem for me."
Is it a problem for someone else?
"Well, probably that man who visited the other day. It's his temple, you know."
Is he still here?
"Not inside. I'm sure he's around somewhere."
That's good. We're looking for them. Do you know where they went?
"I would assume he went up. He did go and see his wife, though. He left her some new flowers. And then took some other things with him."
Do you know what he took?
"Well, the big thing was covered. He wrapped it up in his cloak. But then he also had 3 bottles. It was something I haven't really seen before, which is weird. I see a lot of things. It was a gold liquid with, I think it was maybe a dragon scale inside. He had 3 of them."
Notes real quick.
Can I roll insight or on this girl to see, partially to see if she's being honest, and also to see, like, is she possessed? Like, what?
Sure.
What is she?
Yeah.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 29.
Hell yeah. So, you can tell that she's telling the truth. You can also tell that this is a spirit of curiosity.
I think she probably will tell us the truth if we have questions, but I don't think we should spend too much time talking to her.
Wait. So Bronwyn relays that this is a spirit.
No.
Have Lila, Asira, and Delia started crossing the bridge at all, or are they waiting to see what
Oh,
happens?
I was following.
Okay.
Do I have to do my own check then? I guess I have to do my own check. What did
You could if you
Bronwyn
want.
say?
I basically said, I think she's being honest, but I don't think we should spend too much time down here talking to her. So if there are questions we need answered, let's ask them quickly.
Probably do the mages recognize what she is?
Roll
least
an
on some
Arcana
level?
check.
I'm assuming she looks nothing like, I mean, obviously I wasn't there, but I would have heard a description of the ancient elven protectors that they saw at the temple during Inquisition, during the
She
game.
doesn't. She looks like just like a teenage girl who's just glowing.
Yeah, that's suspicious.
I rolled like an 8.
Okay. Ellie and Hells.
I got a 13. I don't know if that.
Okay.
A 3.
So Diani and Asira have no idea what this person is. Ashara, you can definitely tell this is a spirit. You're just not quite sure what kind.
I'm going to ask her, do you know the way up?
Well, sure, you go through. And she just kind of like points towards the hole in the wall.
All right.
What are you doing here?
That's a good question. Never really thought about it. I suppose I'm stuck here, like everyone else.
You can't leave the room?
I can leave the room. I just can't go up.
Why can't you go up?
He doesn't want me to.
Why does that matter if he doesn't want you to?
Well, he keeps me from going up there. I really want to know what's up there.
What is keeping you? Is there a barrier?
I'm not really sure what it is. I just know every time I try, I find myself back in the lowest parts.
Well, we'll try and make it so you can go up.
Well, that would be nice. See something new for once. Can only walk circles around this so often.
You can't leave either?
No.
Are there
I'm gonna have her. Can I have her make a guess? I know she doesn't know, but this is a glowing person in front of her, so she's gonna take a guess at the glowing person. Can I do that?
Do you want to roll an Arcana check?
I'll roll an Arcana check. Can I argue that it's history?
No.
Well, I rolled well. 18.
Yeah. You can tell this is a spirit of curiosity.
Okay. Can you not go back to the Fade?
I don't know how. I think I'm stuck. You know, the fate just kind of like opened up and it closed right behind me.
The one whose temple this is, are there any others like him in the temple?
I don't know. I can't go up. No one comes this far. Not unless they're visiting her.
Do others visit her besides him?
There was one man who came. He didn't have any hair. Where are you going?
What did he do when he was here?
Oh, he brought her flowers too.
We are trying to go up.
Well, you're going in the right direction.
Well, thank you for confirming that. That's very, very helpful.
Oh, good.
Lila's gonna. I don't know why this is gonna be what Lila does, but it's my instinct. Lila's gonna ask, "Can you read human writing?"
What kind of language is that?
Well, you're saying some words in it. Common.
Oh, I don't know if I know how to read. Can we find out?
I'm gonna have Lila. I'm gonna assume that she's the kind of person who would keep a few like different books.
Parents
in her
raunchy
pack.
letters.
No, Jesus. No, like she keep a few books in her pack, like for her own reading. So she's gonna pull out. I mean, just for flavor, let's go ahead and say that it's like one of Eric's latest books.
Okay.
She's gonna pull that out and open it up for her and see if she can read it.
And she's like kind of like leans over it because she's not sure if she can touch it or not. And she's just reading it. She's like, and then they kissed. That's all I can read, though.
Do you want to try to figure the rest out if I leave it with you?
You're gonna give me a present?
Well, I can't imagine having to just sit in the same room with nothing to do.
Sorry, I just read Ellie's message. And she like very tentatively reaches out and like holds the book, and she's like, as you let go of it, she's like, whoa, worried it's gonna fall into the water. And it doesn't, because she's just corporeal enough that she can hold it. And then she just kind of starts flipping through it backwards.
Oh,
I will learn to read.
I'm happy to give you something else to do.
Thank you. And she just kind of like reaches out and just like pat on the head.
Lila is very conflicted at this moment.
Is there anything you can tell us about what's through that archway? What's up?
I don't know what's up. What's up with you?
Saw that coming. Okay, I think we should keep going then.
There are a lot of noises upstairs, but I don't know what they are. Could be anything. It could just be the building collapsing on top of us.
Can you recreate those noises or explain them?
And lots of like building noises.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. So she just kind of like hugs the book to her chest and skips down the rest of the bridge and out the door at the opposite end.
I will leave. Go through that archway.
So you find yourselves in sort of a long L-shaped hallway. The water keeps like trickling into this room, but it slowly like dissipates until it's just really damp, kind of slick rock that you're walking on. And you find at the end of the hallway a set of stairs that goes up to a set of bronze doors.
I'd like to check for traps.
Roll investigation.
Is it the material or is it, what's 19.
There are no traps.
Okay.
Can I cast detect magic?
Sure. Do you need to do anything to... I can never remember. Okay. You cast detect magic. And you detect nothing.
Are the doors
I
locked?
wasn't sure.
Why is Callie smiling like that?
Yeah,
The door
Lila's
is
gonna
not locked.
Yeah, Lila's gonna like slowly walk up to the door, kind of like waiting for someone to stop her, and if no one goes to stop her, she's just gonna try to open the door.
The door opens and nothing happens.
She just like shrugs and everyone's like,
We've fallen into the common D&D party trap.
It's just a door.
Just a door.
So this new hallway is 20 feet wide and has piles of rubble and debris scattered along its length. The walls are covered with frescoes. The south wall displays a scene of battle, and the north wall depicts people questing for a new land. It shows their experiences during the journey, including crossing treacherous mountains, sailing over storm-tossed seas, and receiving the guidance of the Evenurus in their battles to protect their homelands from enormous stone creatures.
By people, do you mean elves?
Yes. In the center of the wall is a painting of a great glass spire and the sun shining over the land. Down the hall to the west is an archway carved in the form of twining serpents, and beyond it the corridor continues into shadow.
who's the battle between? Is it all elves?
The initial battle, or there are two different battle scenes. The first one is a battle against elves and dwarves, and the other one is against the giant stone creatures.
Okay. Can I roll something to recognize the giant stone creatures?
You can roll history.
I can roll history. I have a +8 in that, but I rolled like shit. That is a 13.
It's not anything.
Can I assist?
It's you can.
So do I just roll again?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's better. That's a 22.
You don't recognize them, other than it looks vaguely similar to one of the dioramas in the very first room you guys came to.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if like this matches any of like the stories we might have heard from our keeper?
That's what I was gonna ask as well.
Go for it, if you both want to. History.
Can I argue for advantage, given my backstory?
Sure.
I got a 19.
So you don't need advantage.
I got a 15.
Okay. So looking at this, the only part that you recognize is the battle with the dwarves. You don't recall anything about stone creatures especially things of that great size. Like the only things you would have heard about would be what are they called? Shale.
The golems.
Columns.
Yeah. Those would be the only things you recognize, and those are shown in the battle with the dwarves. But the big one is there are differences in what it's like made up of. You can see that there's like the carvings in the golems that look very stylized. You can tell that they were created, like made by hand, whereas the other creature is very raw and rough looking.
Important question. Would I know about what happened in the Deep Roads in that DLC?
No. I think
Okay.
that's something she would have kept to herself
Yeah.
for the sake of what's her name.
Ah, shit. Okay.
So what would y'all like to do? There are the pretty paintings, and there's the archway.
Does the archway seem trapped at all? Are there, as I'm moving forward, are there
Are
traps?
there mechanisms?
Like magic
I
stays
don't
up
like
for
this
10
one.
minutes. Is anything glowing?
There's nothing magical in this room. If you want to go and look at the arch, you can.
I do.
I'll
Roll
give you
for
assistance on it then.
What am I rolling?
Perception.
Well, that's good.
With advantage
Oh, okay.
because I'm
Well, that's even
Also-
better. Whatever 19 plus 8 is.
Yeah. So, before you step into it, I'm scrolling too far. You can see that the hallway only continues 5 feet beyond the arch. And with the assistance of Clay, you are able to notice that there's also a pressure plate in the floor of this alcove.
I will relay that to everybody.
5 foot with the pressure plate. So through the archway, there's 5 foot of floor, and then it's empty space.
Mm-hmm. It's just 5 feet to the wall.
It's 5 feet to a completely blank wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like
So
it is
dead
its
end.
own like tiny room.
If I look up past the archway, is it still just the same hallway ceiling, or is there
Mhm.
like, okay.
Hmm.
And there's no other like entrances, no hidden doors.
I mean, you could look.
Yeah, I'm gonna look now that we don't have more tunnel.
Can I use my special stone sense to see if any of these stones are actually doors or something?
I will let you roll investigation with advantage.
Am I rolling investigation or am I rolling perception?
Either.
Okay.
I got a
Then
19.
17.
So, looking around, you can tell that the painting of the sun and the spire has like the seam of a door kind of enclosing it like a frame.
Does there appear to be like a doorknob, or like
It is not.
if I push it, does it open?
Would you like to try?
I would like to try to push it.
Roll strength.
Roll strength
Yeah,
or athletics.
strength.
Oh. 21.
As if you needed to roll athletics. Yeah, you push on the door, and it slides backwards. And you hear kind of over by the archway, you hear the cranking of gears. And but nothing really happens over there other than just hearing that sound. And now you have a way out of the room.
Can I look at the pressure plate still? And like,
You would like to.
I just am kind of curious, just as an aside. I'd like to
What do you wanna-
tinker,
What do you want to do with it?
disable it.
What?
Ashara's just gonna call back to you real quick and just be like, please don't blow your arms off.
I do need my arms. I just think it'd be interesting. There's got to be good gears in there somewhere. No, I'm just gonna I'll go with the rest of the group.
So, you guys pass through the store, and find yourselves in yet another corridor. The wall at the end of this corridor has a relief sculpture of an elven sentinel armed with a spear and a shield. The shield, which rests on the floor, resembles a sundial, complete with a marker standing out from the wall. Etched on the shield's surface, there is Elven script on it. And those of you that know Elven, you can see that it reads, "Turn back!" Exclamation point.
Well, that's a good sign.
Can you describe the shield again?
It is just on the floor with a sundial, or it resembles a sundial with the marker, like on, the arm of the sundial that just kind of like sits there. And then the words are on it.
What if it means to turn back, like make it
That's
look
what
familiar?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There's an updated map of where you are, so you can see the different options of where to go.
Is there like, there's no other writing other than turn back?
Correct.
Should I push it backwards?
You can try.
I mean, no one's telling me not to, so I'm gonna do it.
You push it, and it does not move.
Oh. Is there something stopping it? Like, does it look like there's like a lock or something?
Nope, it is like a sculpture that is part of the wall.
Maybe we have to change the shadows somehow.
Can I just investigate the room and look for anything else that might be helpful?
Sure. Roll investigation.
I'd like to assist.
Go for it. You're both looking.
Are you rolling yourself hills, or should I roll twice?
Go ahead and roll twice.
Uh, 16.
Okay. So, getting a closer look at the shield, you can see that there's kind of like scrapes in the surface of it around the like arm of the sundial. That kind of just like look like windshield wipers.
So can I just move the arm of it?
You can try.
All right, I'll try to move it backwards.
You do that, and you hear this scraping noise across the room, across the end of the hallway, as the wall just kind of slides open at the northern end of the room. Now, which direction would you like to go? Because you now have 3 options. based on the map that I sent you.
Turn left, she says. What if I don't want to go left?
Well, then tell me where you want to go.
It looks like, what if we went down the first hallway, right?
Do any of the halls look like they slope downward or upward?
No, they're all level. You guys have gone up since where you met the spirit.
I mean, I assume the one that was hidden is probably where we actually need to go, but I don't know if the other directions would be helpful in learning new information.
I don't particularly want to learn anything new here, so she's gonna like just start walking through the new door.
I look at the elves in the room.
This is all new to me. Flip a coin.
The
What do you
part
think,
of me that
Jan?
is afraid to miss things that are important wants to check everything.
Why don't we just quickly look in the other halls then, and then we can come back here?
Explore all our options.
Which way first? Right, left, or forward?
Left.
Left.
Which one is the closest to where we are? Like, which one's the first one?
The first one is the right.
We can do that first.
Just work our way down.
We're doing right first.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys turn the corner, and as you peer down the corridor, a faint flickering light becomes visible. The light begins to move through the hallway away from you, sputtering and wavering just at the edge of your perception. And as you continue forward, there is a bend in the hall, and you come upon a 10-foot wide pit that stretches across the corridor. Beyond it is a wedge-shaped stone block that bars the passage. The light ahead of you that you had seen is gone, almost as though it had somehow passed through the wedge.
That's a shame, but no time for that.
Yeah, I think double back then if there's no clear way forward here.
We can figure it out later, if anything.
Right or forward?
Right.
Or left or forward? Yeah.
Left.
Left. Okie doke. So you turn into this hallway. At the end of this corridor is a small alcove holding a 3-foot tall stone pedestal on which rests a small silver coffer. 15 feet in front of the alcove, there's a single step up in the stone, and inside the alcove, the floor is elevated an additional 2 feet, so you're like walking up the stairs to this pedestal. And you can see that the coffer itself has its latch closed.
What is a coffer?
Like a box for money.
Can I investigate for traps?
You sure can.
$19.
No traps. Woo.
Is there like a statue up there too, or is it just the
It's a pedestal.
Okay.
Like it's the stairs going up to like an elevated area, and then the pedestal, and then the thing sitting on top of it.
I'm gonna go up and investigate it since there's no traps.
You're looking at it. It doesn't look like it's locked. The latch is just down.
I'm gonna turn back and just be like, Diani, do you sense anything magical?
You do
Is
not.
No? Okay.
You do not.
Okay.
She'll just shake her head. She's up there with you, though.
Okay.
She followed.
Should we open it?
Oh wait, I take that back. You do see a small light coming from inside the copper.
Like
Very
an actual
faint because
physical light
it's
or like magic?
magic.
Okay.
Barrier spell.
She'll kind of like tilt her head and look at it for a second and just, it's glowing. There's something in there.
Does it, DM, does it feel malicious? Like if Ashara was to sort of like look at it, does it feel like
Roll insight.
Detect magic does show like the type of magic
14.
it is.
Okay. I don't have a type of magic.
That's okay. I was just gonna say, could I tell if it's like something that's meant to do damage?
It's not meant to do damage. You don't detect anything malicious coming from it.
I'm gonna flip the latch and open the box.
Okay. Inside the copper is a strange copper figurine with wings, almost bird-like. Written on the side of it is Elven script, and on the slimmer end by the tail is a small arched square panel. And the Elven just reads a name, which is Ilmadraw.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Mhm.
And can you describe it one more time? So it has the name carved on it.
It's just a little copper, like bird-like figurine. But on the tail end, there is a little panel that's in it, in the side of it.
Is the panel like, is it like something that you would push, something that you would slide?
It just kind of like slides over. So if you slide it over, you see that there's like a hollow inside of it that is lit up with colorful beads. It's just like a small little square opening inside of it. It is like actually lit up. And then colorful beads just kind of like make the colors all fun.
So it's like just like a little toy.
Essentially.
I'm gonna put it back.
What did the beads do?
It's too bad we can't bring it back for the spirit.
That's such a good idea too.
You still could. The doors are all open.
We ain't got time for that.
A single person run back and do it.
You know what?
Could loop back after, maybe?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. She's been down there for a long time, so I'm gonna pocket the little bird so that we could take it back to the spirit.
When you try to put it in your pocket, it just kind of like lifts up and just starts kind of hovering in front of you, like flapping its wings.
Yeah, like just she's putting it like that's different.
Like hold a hand out and see if it'll like come back down.
It flies away from your hand. It does like a circle around you and then just kind of heads down the hallway.
Which hallway I'm gonna follow it. Like which hallway does it fly down?
It goes the new direction that you haven't gone yet. So just continuing forward from this alcove that you were investigating. It does.
Follow the copper bird.
It leads you to a massive set of bronze doors, which are unlocked. So as you open these, you find yourselves in this very large room. The place is filled with rubble and life-size statuary, much of it broken. Standing in ranks is an army of clay statues, in what must have once been an impressive array. Now half of them are fallen and crumbled. Near the door are spear wielders, perhaps 20 of them, outfitted only in scraps of leather now. At their feet lay obsidian spearheads and bits of rotted wood shafts. Behind these figurines are archers in a scattered formation. Few of them remain standing. Their arrows are gone, but they hold laminated bows, dried and worm-eaten. Further into the room are figurines of warriors with war clubs and hand axes, wearing scraps of lacquered leather and sandals. Beyond all of this, in the north end of the chamber, is a group of statues that must have been an honor guard. These warriors wear scraps of what once were brightly colored robes and are armed with pitted bronze spears. Each of these figures wears a bronze breastplate, and they are standing near a domed structure made of stucco with no apparent openings. On the east wall of the room are 2 stone-carved columns flanking the remains of a sedan or litter, with statues of attendants standing nearby. Very much like the Terracotta Warriors.
Is the bird just flying around or is it just hovering there?
It's kind of like hovering. Let's see. It is hovering. It does go off to one of the corners of the room and just kind of like stays there.
Are the statues magical?
They're not. And so what you're seeing are like the remnants of the rows of these various different factions of a army. And to the back of the room is this, like, essentially a canopy that's curtains. The curtains are very weathered, and you can see that there is something laying inside of it while the attendants kind of flank it.
I'm gonna go see what's in there.
Yeah, same. I'm going for one.
So you pull back the curtains, and you see a skeleton laying there. The person's arms are shackled to the edges of the essentially bed that it's on. And there are 3 arrowheads that are laying within the rib cage.
Can I do something completely random and see if I can get the bird to like come to me and land in my hand?
What would you like to do?
Well, I want to like investigate it so I can understand, like, is it, how to put this? Is it just a statue that has been animated by magic that the magic will go away at some point and then it'll just like fall and splat? Or is this like they've essentially made a robot bird? That's what I want to kind of try to understand.
You want to see if it's magic or technology.
Basically, yeah. Or at least does it seem like this? Like I know that a mage could take any statue and make it move briefly, but it's not become their golem then, right? They can't just they have to keep the spell going forever and they can't do that. Kind of like, does it seem temporary or permanent? Seem like it's designed to be a magical thing or a technology thing, or is it?
Okay, I will let you roll investigation with disadvantage because it's not going to come to you. So you're going to have to like, it's not going to touch it, basically.
Here's my argument. Can I use animal handling to get it to come to me? And then investigation.
No, because it's not an animal.
Damn it. Okay. Disadvantage just killed me. Yeah, it's a 6. So
yeah, you have no idea. You don't know enough about magic or this kind of technology to even discern what it is.
Can I look and see if it's a mechanism?
You can also roll investigation, but I will still make you roll a disadvantage because it won't let you close to it.
Okay. That is a 19. I'm rolling like shit, but it is proficient, so.
So as far as you can tell, it's a mixture of both.
Dope. I'm explaining what I can see to Lila.
Do you think there's any way to get it to like listen to us?
Can I see if there's any aspect of the mechanism that can be controlled from a distance?
You cannot.
Okay.
'Cause again, it won't let you close to it.
Yeah, I turn to
Every time
Lila.
you
I'm like,
look for it, it flies away.
I don't know
If I
anything
whistle at it, it just
about
ignores
magic.
me.
It does.
Lila is sad. All right, we can get back to the plot now.
It can investigate like so this bed holding the skeleton. Is there like any carving on it at all to indicate who the fuck this might be? Is there anything that could identify?
Nothing.
Can I investigate the body?
There's really nothing to investigate. It's
Oh.
just a body.
It's just a body. Okay. Is there a way out of this room other than the way we came in?
You do see kind of in the corner where the little bird flew to, there is a door there. And this door is it's kind of hidden behind the columns that are there. And it is barred shut with what looks like a long copper bar.
I'm gonna go try to open it
How?
by removing the bar.
It opens.
Does the bird fly through?
It sure does. And you can tell that this door was purposefully barred shut so that no one could come in from the other side.
Neat.
Yeah.
I go in.
So you find yourselves in yet another hallway. This corridor is high ceilinged and decorated with sculptures mounted on the walls. You see 6 sculpted heads of animals, each one 6 feet above the floor and 2 to 3 feet in diameter. Opposite the passage that leads east is the stylized head of a wolf on the west wall, followed by a snake bearing its fangs and a great owl. On the opposite wall, there is a hala mounted on the wall, followed by a fennec fox and a raven with its beak open, and something is shining in the raven's mouth.
I can't reach that.
Bronwyn, lift me up.
I lift you up.
Are you reaching for it?
I want to look at it first.
You see a golden bracelet is wedged into the raven's mouth.
Does it look like it was wedged in there because someone was trying to hide it? Or does it look like if I pull this out, something bad's going to happen? Like, do I investigate? Is this a trap? Or is this just someone's hidey hole?
Roll investigation.
Oh, thank God. 26.
This is a trap.
I'm going to.
You can see that there is like a hinge in the beak. And that the only thing really holding the beak open is the bracelet.
Can I try and disable the trap?
I'm going. Yeah, I'll just be like, guys, the bird head. It definitely don't touch it.
I'd like to Indiana Jones this shit. I want something that's the width of the bracelet since I see that it's the thing that's holding the mouth open.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do is, so the mouth is like a hinge like this, and it's shutting like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put the thing that's the width of the bracelet behind it and slowly turn it up and then slowly turn the bracelet down so that weight of it is.
Do we need this gold bracelet?
No.
Oh, then I'm not gonna bother with that.
Like Ashar, like Clay will be getting his shit out, and Ashar's just gonna be like, "Do we don't need to do this. It's just gold."
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to have fun.
Next time.
Maybe on the way out we can like figure out what it does, but maybe not before we know where the next door is. Speaking of, Ashara looking around to see where the bird is, because the bird's been able to find all of the doors thus far.
It just kind of went down this really long hallway where you guys are in. And there's a large block of stone that is obstructing the rest of the corridor. It doesn't seem to have been a part of the original construction because it's composed of something that's more sandy than the rest of the stones in the ruins. There is, however, a gap that's visible along the sides of the block between, along the sides and between the top and the top of the rock and the ceiling.
How big's the gap?
A couple inches.
And there's no other doors?
Nope.
I'm so sorry. I was gonna say I went somewhere. Can you repeat that?
I was like, okay, Ashar's getting us out of this one, and then there was an issue, and now I'm like, I don't know, what's
So,
happening?
At the end of the hallway, there is a giant block of rock sitting there that is obstructing the rest of the way. And
I would
there's
like to move the
inches
rock.
around it.
I would like to move.
Go ahead and roll strength.
Is anyone assisting me?
Yeah, Lila would.
Thanks, Lila. Maybe Lila should take the upper hand and roll one.
Well, what is your strength score, both of you?
Mine's +10.
No, like your full number.
Oh, my full number.
Yours is +10?
Oh, wait, that's just saving throws. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say.
My strength's 19.
And what's yours?
20.
Okay. So you're both pushing, and you're both still struggling.
I don't think it's supposed to move. I don't think
Okay.
it's movable.
Maybe
So-
we need to blow it up.
The room had other gaps, right? You said?
No, it's just the
Oh.
gaps around the block.
Hey, Deani, is it magical?
It is not.
Is there other
How'd they
things
get here?
in the gap?
What?
Is there anything that you can see like in the gaps?
No.
Okay. So if we were to remove that bracelet, would this be the thing that was shunted at us?
No.
Okay.
The bracelet is literally nothing.
I'm just thinking about the mechanism behind the bracelet. It's a trap. I can't think of it. I mean, I don't.
We need to blow it up.
Okay, wasn't there like statues and stuff in the other room? Is there a puzzle we have to go solve?
Let's go check something else before we blow it up.
If I like look around the rock, is there anything to indicate that something would move it?
Peering through the gap, you can see what looks like rollers on the other side set into the floor.
I reiterate that to the group.
Does this stone block have like any kind of like keyhole or like any like carvings? It's just
It's just a block.
It has to do with the
Block of
statue. Like it
sandstone.
has to be.
So it's got rollers underneath it.
I guess we gotta go investigate those statues.
Can I follow the rollers and see if they have mechanisms that lead back to the other room?
You can't even reach the rollers. They're on the other
Nope.
side.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's go back into the other room then.
So the statues are in that same room with you. It's like a
Oh,
hallway.
I see.
Yeah.
Can you describe them one more time?
There's a wolf, a snake, an owl, a hala, a fennec fox, and a raven.
And the raven is the trap.
Yes.
I'd like
Can
to
I
go
investigate?
look at the fennec fox.
It's a fox.
I want to go look at the, I don't know, one of them, whichever one's closest. Just looking for like buttons. Do they move? Is there writing on them? Is there some kind of thing, or these are things we have to do something with for a puzzle?
Roll investigation.
Okay. That's a 10.
You see jack shit.
I'm gonna ask one of the taller people to hoist me up again so that I can see, because Ashara, these things are like 6 feet off the ground. Ashara can't see shit.
I
unless
mean, I'm
someone-
not a taller people, but I'm happy to lift you.
Can I roll investigation?
Go for it.
Which one of these? This is just me blanking. Which animal represented Elgranon?
He's not shown here.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna look
There are
at
only
all
6.
of them. 17.
You see
What
jack
would be
shit.
Algernon, though?
I see nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
What would be Algernon?
I don't know, which is why he doesn't have one. I could not find anything. So,
Could I see if there's like anything different about any of the statues, like one of the statues?
roll
About like the base or stuff like that?
investigation.
13. I can't roll above a 10 today.
The only thing that is different is the raven.
Maybe it's something back in the terracotta room. I don't know.
What would y'all like to do?
Cry.
That is an option.
And there was no like anything in the walls or like different. I know Diani looked for anything different between the statues, but like anything that like seems like a lever or like seems like
Nope.
something should be placed near it.
Nope.
So we're in the wrong place.
You're not.
Can I pull on the hollow horns or something?
Nothing happens.
Well, what if we just break them all?
You can
I was
do
gonna
that.
say, what if we just walk around and touch each of them to see if something.
You can do that if you would like.
Touch them.
You touch them and nothing happens.
Do we have a way to blow up the stone? She looks at Clay.
What if each of us touches the one for the god that chose us or something?
So do
I
I
feel
touch
like
the
that's a
wolf or
little
the hala?
overly dramatic, but so are the gods.
Is that what y'all would like to do?
I go touch the owl.
I go touch the fox.
I go touch
Johnny
her.
stands in the middle and looks between the wolf and the Hala.
Asira touches the Hala.
Then Dion, you'll go for the wolf.
Nothing happens.
Is there something we haven't rolled high enough to discover through investigation?
No, you're just not thinking.
Can we just like group push the stone back to try? Yeah.
All right, let's go try to push the stone again.
All of us try and push.
All of us try to push the stone. Hey, they all.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna help much. I have strength ever, but you know.
Are we all rolling?
You don't even need to roll. That's the beauty of it.
It's the power of friendship.
Aw.
The power
Maybe
of all
the-
your strength combined.
Maybe the real strength was the friendship we found along the way.
So you guys all start pushing the rock. And you can hear the rollers scraping beneath it as you push it forward. And you get to a point where you're like pushing it up a slope at this point, like a kind of a, not like a huge incline, but a slight incline. Pushing it up. You can tell there's still more to go because you find another hallway that opens up to the right, and you can keep pushing for far beyond that.
I'd say we keep pushing, probably. Unless we want to all step into this hallway to the side and let it roll backwards.
Then we'd be trapped. There'd be nowhere to push it.
Well, it would roll backwards and we could keep going forwards.
Yeah, but we'd be trapped if that hallway doesn't have a way out.
That's true.
Not to mention, it's questionable whether we could all make it out of the way of the stone in time before we let it go.
Okay, it was a bad idea.
Let's keep pushing it.
So you push it all the way to the top of this incline, essentially pushing it up over stairs as you're climbing. Move my map so I can see what's going on. Okay. So yeah, these rollers that are set in the floor go every like 2 feet, which is little less than the width of the stone block. And it continues to ascend, and eventually you guys are able to slide it into an alcove in the wall that was set up specifically for it. And now you're in the next corridor. Okay, so where is this? Okay. So essentially, you guys get that rock out of the way, and there is an L-shaped hallway. And as you go to the end of that one, you see that it goes to the left, and then to the right, there is a corner leading it that direction. Which way would you like to go?
I'm gonna peek around the corner.
Around the corner, you can see that there is a room. Like, the hallway goes just a little bit, and it leads to an open room.
Well, she'll just call back. Hey, there's a room here. You want to check it out first? And then she'll go in.
So, this spacious vaulted hall, weathered and cracked from the ravages of time. This is a spacious hall. The walls are charred and scored. Scattered around the floor are several stone statues of dragons, chipped and tipped over. The mummified remains of a few once-living dragonlings, partially eaten, lie nearby. In the corner of the room is a stone pedestal with a golden sphere of light hovering above it. And
That's
there is, at the other end of the room, another door.
Do I sense anything from the sphere of light?
Just that it is magic in nature. You don't sense anything malevolent about it.
Does it look at all like the spheres that had the weapons?
This one is just light. It's just a golden ball of light.
It's the exact opposite of Bronwyn's blight orb. Can we get her to touch it with the metal hand and maybe it turns it back into a real?
The flesh orb.
As you guys get further into the room, you notice that there is a carving of a sun etched into the center of the floor. And you can kind of guess, just based on the layout of this, that it was once a processional hall.
For a little dumb baby like myself, what does that mean?
It means they walked through it.
Kind of like a church.
Yeah.
Got it. Is there any reason to not continue forward?
You said there was a door on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Proceeding forward very cautiously, careful not to disturb any of the statues or mummified dragonlings, and always be like I'm constantly looking for traps as I very carefully move forward. Is the door on the other side shut, or is it just an open doorway?
One of the doors is open. Like, it's two doors that meet in the middle, and one of them is open.
Can I peek through the other door?
You see a short hallway that turns immediately to the right.
I will relay that to the group, and then Ashara will say, do we want to try to continue this way, or do we want to go the other way?
Abby has been turned into a cat. Oh no, she's back. All I could see was cat. It was great.
I feel like finding things that actually relate to like the temple is probably a good sign.
We've already come this far. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
So you're going forward through the doors?
Yeah.
So heading through the doors and turning the corner, you see a staircase that leads down.
But we don't want to go down. We want to go up.
Up, right?
Yeah, we want to go up.
We want to
But-
go up.
I'll go to the bottom of the stairs real quick just to check it out. And then
What is this? So it is. Make a dexterity check.
well, it's good.
Shahar falls down the stairs.
No, I have a 21.
Okay, you're good. So as you're heading down the stairs, you get down the first flight fine. The second flight, you like take a step and you feel your foot sink in. And the rest of you watch as this hole opens up in the wall in the corner.
Can I
this
reach out and grab
stone
her?
wheel. She's too far down. You see this giant stone wheel that starts rolling down the stairs, and Ashara, you hearing the wall opening, are able to like press yourself up against the wall before anything happens, and it goes rolling all the way down the stairs and slams into the next doorway at the bottom.
Nope.
Indiana Jones.
They don't put traps on things that they don't need to be protected though.
The nope was out of character. The nope was more like a, oh fuck. She's gonna
Are you gonna keep going down?
but much more cautiously.
Yeah. There are no other pressure plates in the stairs. It's just the one. So you get to the bottom, and the stone wheel is kind of like cockeyed in the corner. So you're able to just kind of like squeeze your way through and see that there is a room here. It's a really odd, like many angular sides to it, and it's just filled with garbage. However, among the garbage, there are these like floating lights, about a dozen of them, that just kind of like hover in the room.
Floating lights, like almost like wisps, or
Kind of like what you saw what you saw before in the corridor before the pit.
and they're just hanging around.
Mm-hmm. And looking a little further, they don't really seem to notice you or do anything. They're just kind of like floating around doing their own thing. You do see the glimpse of something shiny among the trash. But otherwise there is a room. There are two doors. There's one straight ahead of you, and then there's one to your left on the left side of the room as well.
Do either of the doors have markings, or
That's just the same bronze doors that have been everywhere.
I'm just gonna sort of you said I saw something kind of shiny in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with the toe of my boot, I'm gonna try and see what that is, like nudge the trash aside. And
Yeah. So you find random bits of metal, bunch of rocks. There are actually 3 turquoise stones that are worth 20 gold each.
Gonna say any nice rocks?
Random bits of metal.
I'll pick up the turquoise because Bronwyn probably would like that. And there's 3 of them, so the throuple can each have one.
There's also a +1 dagger in this pile. However, it looks like a piece of junk. Like the handle is fraying, it's a little rusted.
And the wisps aren't doing anything. They're just
Chilling.
Is my bird friend down here, or have we lost sight of him?
He did follow you down here.
Is he particular towards either door?
It just goes to the first door it sees, which is the one straight ahead.
Has any of the rest of the party followed me down at this point, having not heard me like scream?
I think after the stone rolled past, we'd probably go check on you.
Okay. Then
So you guys are also in the garbage room.
I'm gonna hand Bronwyn, Clay, and Diani each one of the turquoise stones and be like, look, there's 3 of them. There's 3 of you, so
That's so nice.
I am going to snag all the scrap metal that I can.
And it's just like bits of brass, like leftover door parts.
Pocket sand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check the door that the bird is at for traps.
Nothing there.
And I guess I'll open it.
Okay. We're gonna take a break there because I gotta pee. Okay. So heading through those doors, you find another hallway, another L-shaped hallway, and as you turn the corner, you see another set of doors. They are unlocked, and when you enter, you see that there are 2 other sets of doors on either side of the room. And it's kind of like a weird oval shaped room. Colorful glyphs are scribed on the western wall, and there are 2 sideboards against the walls to the east. In the middle of the chamber are 2 stone beds, each with an elven figure stretched out on it. Between the beds is a low stone table holding a flask and 2 goblets, all made of crystal. In the bottom of the crystal flask is a quantity of silvery dust. The figures on the beds are a man and a woman, each in about their 20s and perfectly preserved. They are very still, dust covered, and apparently dead. Their bodies are covered with dry snake skin, and the woman wears a silver bracelet and holds what looks to be an ivory wand. The man has an amulet resting on his chest with a red stone of considerable size.
Can we get this description dropped in the chat?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're elves, I assume?
Yes.
Do we recognize the glyphs? Do the mages recognize the glyphs?
The glyphs are Elvhen. It's just Elven script. And it reads, "Beware, Elgarnon will bring down a fiery death." There you go.
Cautiously approaching the beds, because Ashara is just curious. Do the elves on the bed, do either of them have Valislin?
They do not.
Is there anything to like identify who they are?
Nope.
Is there anything that that Ashara or Tiani would know from like stories?
Roll history
Both of us?
if you want.
Or do you want me to assist you, Diani?
I only have a +4 in history, so
I have a +1, so
okay. Yeah, if you want to assist me.
yeah, I'll assist you.
15?
Okay. So you can guess just kind of looking at them based on the fact that there's no Valislin and how old their clothing looks. You could guess that either they are truly dead or they're in Uthanera.
That was my hunch, but I didn't want to metagame. She will relay that to Ashara in Elvish, in Dalish. In Elven.
I don't want to. Yeah, Ashara just respond like, I don't think we should disturb them on the off chance that they are sleepers. It doesn't seem right.
She will nod and step away just on the off chance that there's something there that would wake them up.
Is our little bird friend flying around one or the other doors, or is he just chilling?
He's just chilling.
Preference? Anyone?
I did want to. I'm guessing that you guys are talking in Dalish about the 2 people.
Yeah.
The dust doesn't look. I mean, like, is it magical looking or
The dust in the bottle or the dust on them?
yeah? Is it different dust?
Yeah.
Oh,
One is silvery and the other is just dust.
oh, okay. I thought the dust on them, they're covered with snakeskin as well. So I was like,
Yeah.
there's something going on there. So what's the dust in the flask look like? Just silvery.
It's just silvery powder in the bottom of it.
Okay, not looking like gunpowder at all.
No. Like
Um,
something was in it and it dried up.
Got it. Okay. How many doors are there? It says all the
There's the
doors.
ones you came in, and then on either end of the room, there's a set.
Okay. Let's go right.
Can I investigate the silvery dust and whatever is in the? Was there something in a flask?
The dust is in the flask.
Okay, can I investigate that?
Sure,
Is it stony?
it is not.
Okay. I got a 5.
Yeah, you have no idea what it is. Also, at this point, I'm going to have everyone take 3 points of damage due to the poison gas.
I take 2.
Do you?
I am resistant to poison.
Okay.
Go right.
Right? Okay. So, going through the doors to the right, you find another long L-shaped hallway. Turning the corner, it comes and going all the way down it, you find that it just comes to a wall and goes in either direction. One direction, not much there. The other direction, you see rollers set into the floor that lead up.
Can I investigate it for a pressure plate, a trap of some sort?
Sure.
I don't want to be smacked. 19.
There's nothing there.
I'm rolling like shit today. I would like to.
This isn't the one that we passed, is it?
It sure could be.
Is it? I'm gonna go peek out and see if this
Oh, we're in
is
the
one that we
same.
are the one that we passed when we were pushing it up.
Yeah, like if this is the hall, did we loop around?
Good.
If you go up the slope, you will see the large stone block is set into the alcove where you left it.
So we went in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So then go
We can
back and go left. The other one said that, or Kelly said that there wasn't anything interesting.
Well, there's another set of doors.
Direction.
If we go back to the room with
Yes.
the people, we can go through the other door.
Yes. It's good to know that there is another way out there. But let's go left then.
So you go back into the chamber with the 2 elves, and going out the opposite set of doors. You find yourselves in another hallway. This one's shorter and once again L-shaped. And along both sides of the corridor, deep in the shadows, elven figures appear to float above the floor. As you approach, you see that the figures are withered corpses hanging from hooks in the ceiling, each one bearing the Balisline of Elgranon.
Oh, great! Oh,
What an asshole!
can I make sure that they're actually dead?
You sure can.
Oh God.
I'm gonna go up and make sure they're dead. Investigate them, I guess.
As far as you can tell, they are absolutely 100% dead.
Cool, great.
As far as you can tell. I don't like that.
And breathing is a little more difficult here because of how thick the gas is in this chamber.
So we should get a wiggle on. That's what I'm hearing.
Their door at the other end.
So you're in that L shape, and it leads to another corner that turns. And you find yourself in another corridor. And it has the same, you see the same carving of the Elven Sentinel with the shield sundial on the floor that's etched into the wall.
Does it have the same carving like the turn back?
It is turned where you left it.
So we've gone in a circle again?
Can
Yeah.
we see an updated map by chance?
I sure can. Now
Thank
that
you.
you've been in these areas. I prepared for this. Yes, this one. The only place you haven't been is that far weird shaped room.
Okay. Let's go to the forward shaped room then.
Yeah, backtrack.
How far is that of a backtrack, out of curiosity? I'm a little confused about where we are.
So the trash room is that yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people are in the ones where you see the oval room in the center there.
Okay. Where are the corpses?
The corpses are going out the right of the oval room in that L-shaped hallway.
I see. Okay. Fish.
So backtracking, you go through the next corridor. And find yourselves in this oddly shaped room that is decorated in sort of a dragon motif. The center of the southeastern wall is carved to resemble the face of a snarling dragon with hollowed eyes. Near the center of the room is a large statue of a dragon, one horn missing, leaving a jagged scar on its head. A second statue of a dragon-headed man stands nearby holding a spear. And hung on the walls are several skins and heads of dragons. Along the northwest edge of the chamber, a large calendar stone is mounted on the wall above the stone table. The statue of the dragon man seems to be wearing a dragon mask and is clad in only a loincloth. A jagged scar runs across the left side of his chest above the heart, and his chest is sunken and bony. The spear is stone-hafted, but bears a silvery spearhead.
The way I'm having trouble processing all of
Can
that.
we get a
that you
description dropped in the chat, please? Thank you. It's just like slowly gotten worse throughout the session where I'm just like, I can picture this image, and then I'm just like, can I though?
There you go.
So like, does there look like there's a door in the
Not that
room?
you can see.
So there's only like, so skins and heads are hung on the wall, and a large calendar stone.
Mm-hmm.
If I
As
go
you get closer to the skins and the heads that are on the wall, you realize that they are just realistically painted stone sculptures.
cool. Out of character, this is a mad way to manipulate your dragon wife.
It's a what?
A mad way to manipulate your dragon wife. Just be like, I got a whole room of dead dragons, babe.
Yeah.
Can I look at the calendar and the walls and see if like anything is like hiding a door?
You sure can.
Didn't the spirit say that he had come through to leave flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Are there flowers in the room?
The flowers were left in the tomb of Mythal where y'all were last session, which you missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got an 18.
So looking around, you don't see much. There are so many carvings and like stone seams in this that you can't discern where a door could possibly be.
Not by the calendar or anything.
Not that you can tell.
Does it look like the dragon guy with the staff is pointing somewhere?
His spear, so where he's standing, his spear is kind of pointing towards, so if you look at the map and zoom in, he is the higher of the two big circles.
Okay.
His spear is just kind of like pointed in the door, like towards the corner there.
The calendar stone
Mhm.
is it like set for an ancient date, or is it set for like a future date? Like, you know how like the Mayans had the calendar stone and it was like
Mhm.
set for like 2012 or whatever. Is this set for like a date in the past, or is it set for something that seems out of place for this temple?
It is set for just trying to think how to word it. It is set for about a week from where you guys are right now.
Fucking countdown. I'm gonna point that out to everybody. Uh
It feels very Avatar.
I am gonna walk over to Diani and just sort of whisper to her in Dalish. I have no fucking clue what's going on. Should we risk poking the sleeping bears? Essentially. Do you think it might be worth it to try?
They might have information.
Like, I'm hesitant, but at the same time, if they're alive, maybe they know what the plan was.
We can try. I don't even know if we'd be able to.
I don't either, but should we maybe ask what the others think, just in case it starts a fight? Ashara will turn to the rest of the group and be like, having explained that that calendar is set for a week from where we are now, she's gonna say, we don't know if those two elves are sleeping or if they're dead. Does anyone have any objections to us if they're essentially shaking them awake to see if they are dead or not? If they're not, maybe they know the plan. You're muted.
They're covered in snake skin, and we're in a dragon temple.
We assume that they're probably mages or worshippers or priests for either Elgranon or Mythal. Like, there's no doubt that whoever they are, they probably work for the Evanuris. But on the other hand, possible information. It's a 50-50 on whether they're dead or alive.
Do you think we can convince them that we are also worshippers of Elgranon and Mythal?
Given
Or
that
Mythal?
we have humans, Kunari, and dwarf, probably not.
The Quinari does have markings on her face.
Yeah, but the elves don't.
Yeah. Did the elves that are sleeping or are laying, I should say, dead or alive, did they have markings?
No, just
No? So then
the corpses.
maybe it's not like the worst thing.
It's 50-50, and I don't want to start a fight if everyone's not prepared.
Prepared now.
One way to definitely not start the fight is make sure they're dead. But that doesn't sound like what we're trying to do here, so...
Start by stabbing them.
We stab them, we won't get any information.
But we also don't get into a fight.
The conundrum. We can stab one and see if it wakes up the other.
The best compromise here.
Knowing who these people are and hearing that.
Yeah, I know. Ellie's like, this is a terrible idea. Ashara's like, this could work. I'd prefer not to stab either one, to be honest, but
Considering that they're paired, I don't think that we'd get information out of them if one of them is dead.
Yeah.
Why don't we, wanting to get out of this as quickly as possible, go, see if they're even breathing or something?
Yeah, I guess I just want approval before I fuck shit up.
Shit,
It's not a mirror. Oh, wait, I do.
Ashara will look at Lila.
Whoa. I want to use the Dirthaman mirror to see if they're breathing.
Oh,
Broken, pal.
No,
it is remade.
There's a shard of it.
No, she's doing like the glass test where like you
Oh, I see. You could do that.
I want to do that.
and while she's doing that, Ashara will look at Lila for approval or disapproval.
Would we call it like
Of fucking shit up? What?
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do, yeah.
And she'll look back at Delia doing the mirror test.
Yeah, so for mirror test, do you want to check for that or
I won't make you because it's not really something that's up to you in the end. So you hold the mirror up to their face. And like for a moment there's nothing. But then there's a slight fog that appears on the very edge.
for both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Walk back, pocketing the mirror shard. Well, they're alive.
I go shake one of them.
Oh boy. Which one?
Whatever one's closest.
They are within same distance.
What are they?
The guy or the
again?
girl?
The girl has a wand, and the guy has like a big old chunky necklace.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shake the guy because he seems less magical, maybe.
Should we have taken the stuff from them before we woken them up?
No. Honestly, I would say no, because if they wake up and we're holding their shit, the first thing they're going to assume is thieves.
So, who's doing it? Bronwyn's doing it?
God.
The moment you lay hands on him, his eyes shoot open.
Hi.
And you see behind you the woman sit up.
Hey. I'm Bronwyn. What's your names? Yeah.
They both, like, looking over the party of you, they both kind of, like, scramble back and take up, like, a fighting pose, but they don't, like, do anything just yet.
Speaking in like
I was
Ashara's
gonna say, I repeat in Dalish. I'm Bronwyn. What's your name?
They speak in common, and it's the woman who speaks. And she says, "How did you find this place?"
We were led here by the Evanuris.
And they just kind of, like, look at each other.
Ashara is like out of character. She does have Andrel's bow like on her back, speaking up. So for what that's worth.
And they do, like, kind of, like, peek around and see that. And then they look at each other. And they look up at Asira and see that she's got Valisline. They look at each other again. Did they send you?
I know, it's really weird. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
The Evanura sent you here.
It's been a long, weird ride.
What's your
Why
name?
did they send you?
We're doing some errands. What's your names?
Roll persuasion.
12.
You got a 12?
12 is higher than average.
It is. They look at each other again. I am Alara, and this is my brother Aeolus.
We were essentially picked for a mission, but the mission was incredibly vague. And it has led us here. And yet the end goal was not quite revealed. So we figured perhaps we were meant to find the information when we got here. But we are as children, essentially, and we don't quite understand what we're meant to do.
Was it our father who sent you?
Out of character, it was did we ever figure out, this is asking out of character, did we ever discern who the woman was that sent us on the start of this whole thing? Was it, because it wasn't Mythal?
No, you just know her name's Asharavas.
Okay.
We were sussing that she may be Gillenon.
But we've never confirmed it.
Correct.
We were each selected by an Evanuris, and the quest was started by a woman who called herself Asharavas. We don't think that's her true name, but
When you say that, they share a look and then look back at you. And they're, like, doing all of this, like, it's very in sync, like, weirdly in sync, like, twins to the extreme.
out of character, which was the god that we freed? Like, we freed one specific.
It was Algernon.
You freed Elgernon,
Okay.
yeah.
And Ashara will add, we did free Elgernon from his imprisonment.
And they both kind of, like, cock their heads to the side towards each other.
They're so creepy.
And then they look at each other again, and then they start speaking to each other in this. They speak in Elven, but it's so ancient in dialect that you can only pick out bits and pieces of it, essentially. And when they do look at you again, the woman speaks again. She says, Elganon is free. He's returned to the mortal world.
Yes.
And they share a look again. Perhaps the time has come for us to return as well.
I'm sorry, you told us your names, but who are you? Why are you here?
We are the children of Elganon. We've been awaiting our father's return.
I thought all the other ones were of Garnon's children.
They are, however, we are, I suppose you could say we are his bastards. Mythal is not our mother.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Is that why he kept you in this room?
We came here of our own accord, awaiting his return.
For how long?
Well, that depends. What is the year?
I'll tell them whatever the year is.
Quite some time. Hundreds, thousands of years.
His Alexander was like, his return? No, we met this one.
You did not. You and Asira did not meet Elgarnon. So you don't know about this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Is he not? Where is he gone?
He was imprisoned like the others were.
But they're not anymore, right?
No. Elgarnon, I think, was the last one to be released. Gillenod freed the rest.
We freed him from one of the Mythal's temples.
Gillenod had freed the rest, and Elgarnon was the one that we set loose. Silas?
We're also looking for Algernon. Do you know, maybe we could go together? Do you know where he is?
He's been here, though.
He was here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and he didn't come say hi to his children?
They were sleeping.
I slept for a while. I think they're good.
Yeah, but I feel like this ties into the whole calendar and the date.
And anyway, don't worry about the human. Do you know where he is?
How could we? We've been asleep for centuries.
Well, I wasn't sure if you had like some family elf magic or something, and it's like sense his presence or whatever.
That's racist.
Listen, I'm half elvish. I'm still figuring things out.
When you went to sleep, was there a plan in place for the future?
My brother and I had a plan, and that was to await the return of our father and to aid him when he returned. We know that he was locked away somewhere, but through all our search, we were never able to find him.
Yeah, it was a real beast.
Wait. So what was the point of sleeping then?
Lila, maybe we could talk about this later.
The only reason I ask if there was a plan is because there's a calendar stone that's set for a week from now. So I thought maybe you and...
A week from now?
Yeah. I thought maybe there was
They
a
look at each other. The time has come then for the Evanurs to return to their rightful place.
I suppose we just wish we knew how we fit into all of this.
Well, I cannot assume to know the will of the Evanurs. Nor can you.
Ella just turns around at Bronwyn and is like, all right, if we're not asking the important questions here, can we just keep moving? Like, what is the point of this conversation if we're not going to talk through anything?
All right. You go ahead, Lila.
Cool. Is there a door? Can I go through a door? Because she's real done.
There are
with this
several
shit.
doors. You've been through every door in this room.
That's what we're trying to figure out. So if you happen to have found the door, go for it.
As this is happening, Aeolus, the brother, steps forward and he says, "What of Falandine?"
We're looking for him.
He is missing.
Missing?
He was taken.
Taken?
Yes.
Probably by your father.
We're not sure by whom, but the last we heard from him, he was being hunted. And now we can't find him.
Some of the Evanurs are not happy with each other. There seems to be a little bit of
They never are.
infighting, which seems par for the course.
You should have been there when they found out about us.
All right, look, do you know the way to go up? We've been told to go up. Can you tell us how to get up?
Well, how far have you gone?
Here.
We can't get past the dragon room.
Well, then you're not looking hard enough.
Maybe you could show us, and that would make it quicker.
Maybe you could roll better.
I rolled
You said you were wanting to help your father. We're pretty sure your father is at the top of this. Why don't you help us?
Roll persuasion.
I will
So
roll
I'm just
persuasion
sitting there
for
rolling.
you. Why am I rolling like shit? I have a +7. Ugh! That's an 11.
Why should we listen to you, human?
All right, she just turns to the elven's like, does someone want to say the same thing but from an elven mouth? Go ahead.
Ashara, like, very, very softly, and then Dalish just like, we're sorry about her. She's like that.
She's a human, it can't be helped.
Tiani laughs.
She is very sweet once you get to know her. She's not very patient.
I can tell.
We really don't have much information. It would be helpful. You could give us
Everything
a pointer.
everything we've been given has been so vague, and I get the point of trying to make the journey yourself, but at this point we need help.
Sure, you roll persuasion.
Oh God.
Can
Look,
I assist?
Ellie is charismatic. Ashara is not.
I will
Yeah,
assist.
he's assisting. You got this.
Ooh, that's actually really good. Wait, if do I get advantage then?
Uh-huh.
I rolled the same thing. 18.
So the two look at each other, and they're speaking in that ancient dialect again, so you only pick out a couple words here and there. And they finally turn back to you and say, if everything you say is true, perhaps we could show you the way forward and leave this temple together.
We would appreciate that. We're not against the idea.
Good. So long as you, of course, choose the right side in the end.
in Dalish, Ashara is like, my side is the side of my people.
And the woman responds, as it should be.
What are the
So-
sides here, in your opinion?
What was that?
What
They're
are the
talking in
sides
Dalish.
here?
They're talking in Dalish.
No, but the sides thing. The as long as you are on the right side, that was in common, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay, never mind. She stands frustrated.
So they lead you from the room and guide you back kind of through the temple back to the dragon room. Going through my notes. Okay. So they head into the dragon room. Both of them walking by place their hand and just kind of pat the shoulder of the dragon man as they walk past him and head up to that kind of flat-sided wall. They both place their hand on it and magic glows underneath their fingertips before the door kind of like pushes into place and then slides to the side, revealing yet another long corridor. And that's where we're going to end today because I am not prepared.